Ha?
Pablo.
Oh, Mac Pablo. Oh, subscribe. Subscribe kayo rito. Ha? Ingat kayo. God first.
Ilan lang? 4, 5, 6. Wala akong barangay captain. Wala akong congressman. Wala akong pera. Si Imee pa ang nagbigay. Sabi niya, inutang daw niya. Si Imee supported me. I do not know if because of, my father was a cabinet member of President Marcos during the first term of his presidency. My father was one of the two who stood by Marcos in his darkest hours. Everybody was shifting to the liberal at the time, kay Diosdado Macapagal. And it was only Ibarle and my father who stood by Marcos. That is why, when he won, my father was one of the cabinet members of Marcos. Ako'y simple lang akong mayor. Dumating pagka dito sa, di ko nga, sa totoo lang, just to illustrate to you how this destiny plays out. Sino sa inyo nagsuporta sa akin? Si Juan or Juan. Ilan lang? 4, 5, 6. Wala akong barangay captain. Wala akong congressman. Wala akong pera. Si Imee pa ang nagbigay. Sabi niya, inutang daw niya. Si Imee supported me. I do not know if because of, my father was a cabinet member of President Marcos during the first term of his presidency. My father was one of the two who stood by Marcos in his darkest hours. Everybody was shifting to the liberal at the time, kay Diosdado Macapagal. And it was only Ibarle and my father who stood by Marcos. That is why, when he won, my father was one of the cabinet members of Marcos. So yan ang ano namin, I cannot really disassociate myself. And besides, yung si Inday, yung mga Carpio taga-Paway, may anak na ako na Lucano. Kung siyempre, mahirap na magano. Siyempre, dugo na yan. So may connect na talaga. Blood is blood. So yan ang... balik tayo dito sa droga. Alam niyo, twin families actually. It has degraded into something like others took it as a family man. It's Ferdinand Marcos and the nation.
Sir, why do you think he deserves to be in the libingan ng mga bayan?
Because he was a great president and he was a hero. Ano yung sabi nila na hindi daw totoo wala naman na silang pinapalabas na except that a mother statement. Wala. I said that bakit tayo why don't we hail the alam mo, it's also the Filipino nation who wants to see something good come out of it. Yung others took it personal. Hindi dapat gano'n.
Sir, what would you say to people who will criticize you because of the supposed abuses that happened during the Marcos regime? They might be displeased, to say the least, about it.
No, I don't think so.
Sir, why?
Why? Because he said he did something good for the country. Yung sabi lang dictatorship period, that remains to be debated so many generations from now. But it has na personal ito. Ayaw ko na lang, it gives a bad taste in the mouth to talk about it. But simply my decision would really be to allow his burial in libingan ng mga bayan.
Sir, would you say that there is similarities in terms of leadership of ex-President Marcos and your leadership?
With against the...
Kayo, meron po ba similarity?
Wala eh. I cannot
ninyo?
much even a fraction of what he had. He was very bright. And he knew all along, he could almost predict what was in the future.
So, sir, do you believe all of Marcos' years as president were good?
Well, in the sense that we take it as a time for a man to be president. Hindi mo masabi na lahat na masama ang ginawa niya. All the things that Marcos has built, nandyan pa hanggang makikita mo eh. Kaya yung iba dumaan mo lang. May isang highway na tama.
But, sir, do you also recognize the bad, supposedly, that happened during that
Well,
time?
lahat, we all have our faults. We hope that every human being have fit to play. Ganon yan. Pero yung idealism, ang mahirap abutin. He had the idealism, he had the vision for his country. Ako, I do not compare me with, ako, interesado lang naman ako magtrabaho sa gobyerno. Oh, it happens to be the presidential thing, but ito si Ferdinand Marcos really planned his life to serve his country as president. Makita mo naman ang rise niya sa ano. Kami dito, taga Mindanao, do not compare me with the president.
Sir, a lot of people are also supporting a tandem of you and Bongbong. What do you think of that, sir?
I thank yung tao who are there, and I would like to thank them. For after all, I said, not everybody knows it, my father and Ferdinand Marcos were close allies. He was a loyal ally.
Sir, what in the Marcos governance would you copy in your own presidency?
Kita mo naman, biyayang dagat maganda yun eh. Masanaga na 99 maganda yun eh. Ba't yung naano na siya, they allow, binigay na niya sa tao, this is the blueprint. Along the way, puro corrupt dito, puro corrupt doon, nasira tuloy. And the last days wala na. Pero overall, I think that he did something good for the country. For after all, we elected him. And he was not, sabi mo na, may isang word dito na tamad. Hindi tamad yun. I believe that he was really, even asleep, he was thinking about his work as president.
Sir, could you just reiterate why President Marcos deserves to be
Because he is president, or he was the president of the Republic of the Philippines, and he was a soldier, and he was good. Ba't tatanong na lang kasi ang tao kasi wala nang nakita kung yung pagkakamali.
it's time to
That is, you know, when people judge best when they condemn. Ganun kasi yan. You are at your best element, especially yung kasiraan ng kapwa mo tao. Hindi ka nila mamadya. Look at the structures that Marcos built. Nandiyan pa, ginagamit pa.
Sir, unrelated, but sir, CDO debate na po on Sunday. How are you preparing?
Hindi ako magpunta doon kasi magpunta ka.
Sir, hindi ako pupunta.
Ikaw lang maghanap ko lang ng mali sa akin.
Sir, hindi ako pupunta.
Hindi, biro lang. Maybe, inshallah, that's too far away.
Huh? It's too far away? Sunday?
Mag-uwi pa ka, malay mo mag-dive yung aeroplano ngayong gabing ito.
Pero sir, are you preparing in any way? Are you preparing in any way?
Wala na. Sino magkalaban ko?
Sir, lahat sir.
Sila? No need of preparation for them.
Sir, you will be there.
If you are there also. Will you be there?
Yes, sir. Sige po. Basta, sir, punta kayo.
Oh, totoo ka?
Ay.
Sunduin na lang kita.
Thank you, sir.
What's up mga tropa pips?